Donut Center in Providence, Rhode Island. College basketball on Fox. Tonight, the Providence Friars play host to the Bronx of Rider University. Good evening from the Ocean State alongside Vin Parisi. I'm Will Fleming. Vin, anytime Providence plays, Chris Dunn is the headliner. Unfortunately, the lead tonight, Dunn unavailable for a second straight ball game. And in his absence, you can't replace the Big East Player of the Year, but Ed Cooley's going to look to lean on Ben Bentil.
Yeah, the big fella inside. Look for Cooley to call Ben Bentil's number a lot to start this basketball game. The two-headed monster when the Friars play their best basketball is usually done setting up Bentil. Tonight he's going to have to rely on his teammates and continue to play the high level of basketball he has thus far.
So without Dunn, the southpaw Kyron Cartwright gets the start. Junior Lamamba really a floor leader. Meanwhile, for the Bronx of Rider, Kevin Baggett feels like the entry of Keelan Ives into the starting five really gave them a spark. Speaking of Kevin, he is the reigning MAC Coach of the Year, looking to find the energy that got the Bronx to second in the conference. And Ed Cooley has captivated this city in his fifth year at the helm for the Friars, and they are off to their best start since 1989. And ready to tip it off, Khalil Thomas and Ben Bentil inside the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Friars in action for the first time since last Saturday as the Bronx win the tip. Keelan Ives, the local kid, homecoming for him back in Providence. He with the basketball early. There's Oki Rafer down the lane, and Bentil, he flashes early. Off to the races they go. Bullock lays it in.
Friars at their best when they turn defense into offense. Dunn is the best defensive player in the league as well. Not in there tonight. Ed Cooley still sticking with the half-court man-to-man.
Lamamba comes to the top of the key to guard Oki Rafer. Teddy, the Brit, the preseason first-team All-MAC, 10 to shoot for the Bronx. Contact and a charge going to be called on Keelan Ives. Like a little jacked up coming back to his hometown.
That's right. That's right. Got to settle down, settle in. See, Ed Cooley and the Friars have a terrific zone, but this is what he wants to get more out of his conference play. Is right around the corner. Aggressive man-to-man pressure D. Cartwright taking the hit.
Then the Friars playing for the first time since a week ago. Do you think the layoff can cause some rust here early?
You might see it the first few minutes as a
offensive foul, maybe a moving screen for Bentil.
Legal screen. It's not what Ed Cooley needs. It's a quick one on Bentil. And you see some rust early with the layoffs, but they needed some rest as well. They were banged up a little bit. Ben Bentil healing that ankle injury, and final exams, of course, will. They need to study.
You aced all your finals, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh yes.
First look at Jimmy Taylor. Easy to spot on the floor. He goes to Ives on the wing. Providence showing some defensive intensity early. Oki Rafer. From out of bounds, Friars ball.
Bronx a little unorganized early, but a smart move by Kevin Baggett. Going pick and roll offense at Bentil's guy. See him pick up the quick foul with the offensive charge. They would love to get a second one on Bentil here early if they could.
This is a Rider team, Finn, that was picked third in the MAC. Just has not clicked for them early.
Yeah. We were talking with Kevin Baggett earlier today. You know, they have tools, they have pieces. Been working on that veteran leadership and the chemistry.
Bentil misses his first jumper. Lamamba there with a putback. That is no good. And Bentil a third try, and he is fouled on the way up.
Kevin Baggett's going to go to the bench early, but this is an area to where the Friars can really try to dominate. It's on the offensive glass, especially at the positions where they have that size and strength advantage.
Second foul early on Keelan Ives, and that is going to bring the reigning sixth man of the year in the MAC, Cedric Sadler, off the bench. Bentil, who can shoot it, makes the first free throw. Ed Cooley, Vince, said that he expected Rider to throw zone early in this game. They have gone man. They've gotten burned a couple times.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You know, Kevin Baggett at heart is a man-to-man defensive coach, but you know, coaches try to think one step ahead. Listen, you know, we're without Dunn, and they're going to make us shoot it from the outside. And
Friars are so good off those ball screens. There's Khalil Thomas. Touch for Sadler. Step back Jay will not fall, and Bullock flies in for the board.
Continuing to match.
Cartwright down the lane. Bentel's putback will not go. Lindsey tracks down the offensive board.
Yeah, I like that they're staying with their philosophy. You know, at what point do you game plan and at what point do you stay true to what you're going to play during conference play and improve upon it?
Bentel up top. He'll try from deep, and that is good. And Bentel, who has really worked on the jump shot, splashes one home.
Took literally a million shots this offseason when you talk to the coaching staff, and now they have that pick and pop option with him at the top of the key.
Rayford trying to find room down the lane. A little teardrop short. And guess who? Bentel with the board. Kyron Cartwright. They stick to the man. Lob over the top to Bullock. He will lay it down.
They're going to need more interior play out of him tonight. And Bullock's that perimeter guy in a post player's body at times.
Taylor for three. Strong. And Bullock hauls it in. Friars look to push. Lumumba took 3 steps down the lane. No call. Counted for 2.
Well, Kevin Baggett wanted the extra step called in the whistle. Maybe a little Euro move step there.
11-0 spurt to start the night for the Friars. Lundy does the same. He cannot connect. Bentel with another board. Relentless come the Friars. Bentel down the lane. Right-handed layup off the window, and Kevin Baggett needs a timeout.
See, he's improved in a lot of areas, but his perimeter game, his face-up game, now the big fella's looking like a guard.
There may not be a better player in college basketball. Certainly no more compelling story than Chris Dunn, Vin. He has had yet another banner season. Flu-like symptoms. But so far, the Friars have not missed a beat without it.
No, and just has not been able to, get 100% healthy over this past week. And, Dunn and Ed Cooley thinking, listen, it's a quick turnaround to UMass, and then it's conference play right out of the gate. So just health is the #1 priority.
Took part in practice the last 2 days, not fully. It was a game-time decision, and Chris on the sideline for the 2nd straight ball game. Bronx trying to get on the board. Harassing man-to-man D. Into the post they go. Xavier Lundy, and he is rejected on the backside. Providence continues to push. Kyron Cartwright. This is a J, and there is Bentel again.
Yeah, they have no answer for his physicality right now on the inside.
Khalil Thomas just did not box him out. Providence has all 8 rebounds in the ball game. Jalen Lindsey gives to Bentel. Little step back jumper in the lane.
See, that right there literally looks like a 2-guard. I mean, coming into the lane, jump stop, pull up, off the bounce. Not a lot of guys his size can do that.
Taylor. Bentel is another interesting story. He grew up in Ghana, came to Delaware when he was 15 years old, a volleyball player, and he sure has turned himself into a heck of a basketball player here and in Providence. Cartwright almost with the steal, but Sadler tracks it down in the backcourt. Just 3 to shoot for the Bronx. Sadler heaves and buries it, and at last, Kevin Baggett can breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, they needed to get one to drop under their belt.
Lindsey for 3 rattles out, and there's the first rebound of the night for Ryder. Lundy, he'll try from deep, and that is short. Then Bentel is all over the glass.
Yeah, they're pressing right now. Kevin Baggett trying to find the right combination. He's got 3 guys at the table.
Looks like we highlighted the right guy in the open, although Bentel a little bit short there. There's Jimmy Taylor, a 6'3" junior. He scored 19 in the Bronx win against Charleston Southern. That snapped a 4-game losing streak. Bronx just 2-8 into the post, and Khalil Thomas hooks one over top of Bentel.
Their best offensive possession by far. Ball reversal, threw it inside.
In a hurry again, Lumumba's 3 too strong, and here comes Taylor. A lot of steps down the lane. Finger roll will go. It looks like he got a piece of Lumumba.
Ed Cooley not happy right now. Quick shot off the perimeter at the offensive end, and then poor defensive transition at the other.
Pass into traffic. Thomas going to be called for a backside foul, and Ben Bentel on both sides.
I'll tell you, he's on pace to have a very strong all-conference year because he's playing terrific at both ends. The defensive presence, and then this has gone to the next level from last season, folks. His face-up game getting to the middle of the floor.
I'll take a breather. He came in late in the first half against Bryant. That was a game the Friars trailed. He got a big ovation from the fans here at the dunk. He said he looked around wondering what the applause was about.
He woke up the building. I was here. No Bentel for the first 20 minutes, and that was the spark that they needed.
Maybe the first zone look from the Bronx, and they will foul yet again.
Well, you alluded to it before. Ed Cooley thought that this would come much earlier.
Khalil Alford, his first foul, fourth team for the Bronx, and they just continue, does Providence, to pound it inside.
Yeah, it's their length at positions other than Bentel. Lindsey's a big guard. Bullock can play inside out.
We highlighted Bentel, but Bullock is another big piece without Dunn, and he flashed against Bryant.
Oh, yeah. And it's a tough matchup, especially when you're playing, you know, mid-majors who, you know, their 3 and 4 men are at completely different sizes.
The two-headed monster, the two Bs. Ed Cooley told us before the game he needs 40 from Bentel and Bullock. He's got 10 to this point. A little zone look from the Friars. Khalil Alford down the lane, no. And it'll be Rider basketball.
Listen, when you look at the big Friar wins this year, whether it's Arizona or some other performances, these are the big 3 for Ed Cooley that come through, and needs increased numbers from Mr. Bullock and Bentel tonight in Dunn's absence.
Cedric Sadler. Sean Valentine off the bench for the first time. There's Oki Rafer. He's been quiet, but he is on the board with a runner.
Yeah, able to beat that Friar help side D for the first time tonight. You know, it's one thing to have ball pressure. It's another thing to rely on your teammates to help you on the backside.
Get past to Drew Edwards. He was fantastic against Bryant. 5 3-point field goals. And without Ryan Fazekas, who is home with mono, he is the deep shot threat for this club. A foul called as Cartwright tries the lane, but Edwards is so important on both ends of the floor.
Head of steam, nice drive. Oki Rafer able to beat the help. Right now, Cartwright's doing his job. Lindsey is step slow, but it's more about Bullock and these other guys. Ed Cooley wants to load up to the basketball. Always talking help side D. Have all 5 guys playing the rock.
Oki Rafer was the guy on the scouting report. They were worried about him on the ball, the quickness and the speed, and I think that's the first glimpse of what he can do off the dribble.
Well, he plays the Friars style. You know, he's quick, he's athletic, tough off the bounce to guard.
Spent 2 years at VCU with Shaka Smart as Cartwright makes them both. The Friars lead it by 10. Back to man for Providence. Rafer shut down this time by Lamamba. Jumper on the way for Valentine, no. And there he is, Junior Lamamba.
Yeah, that was good battling by Bullock inside.
Quickly to Lindsey, way too strong. Bullock board. He's rejected by Khalil Thomas.
There was some contact there.
We'll get a foul here. Go against Khalil Alford. That is already the 6th team foul on Rider. So Ben Rider does get the offense going a little bit. They've trimmed into this lead. Without Bentel on the bench, be an opportunity.
Yeah, you know, they have guards who can make shots and can wear you out on the perimeter.
Step back for Kyron Cartwright.
Really worked on that mid-range game.
Oki Rafer to get himself into the groove of this game. Lamamba is going to be called for a reach. Kyron Cartwright starting in the place of Chris Dunn, and he has really made an impact early. Beautiful step back, Jay. Friars by 12. Well, just a moment ago, Ed Cooley in the huddle.
When we're playing, guys, everybody look me in the eyes. Have that hunger to get better. Have the hunger to continue to improve. All right? Don't be in a rush, but be fast. Be physical. Okay? Hey, Diamond.
Then I'm ready to go to war with Ed Cooley.
I'll tell you, that's why he's one of the best head coaches in the league, because he's always challenging his guys psychologically. Listen, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, they have that tendency to look up at the scoreboard. You know, 20-8 looks like a lot more than 12 points. Challenging his guys to take it to that next level at both ends.
His slogan, culture matters. The culture for Ed, he's going to tell it like it is.
Yep.
And he's picked a group of players who can handle that message. Alford will fade away. Jay and Lindsay with a rebound. 20-8 under the 12-minute mark. There's Drew Edwards. The baseline jumper falls.
Well, you mentioned that breakout game. Here's the most impressive part about the last outing versus Bryant. All 5 threes were in one half of play. So that was his breakout game. He's been so comfortable shooting the rock.
Bronx turn it over. Edwards, before that 17-point breakout, season high was 4. It's sloppy on both ends. Lobbed over the top. There's Thomas, who lays it in off the window.
They will not hesitate to push the pace. Coaching staff at the shoot-around earlier today stressing defensive transition.
A little full-court press look. Here's our first look at Quadri Smith.
Big fella finishing inside off the window.
Hard to miss Quadri out there. Okie Rafer and one as Edwards gets him on the way to the rack. And Teddy Okie Rafer, they get felt in this ball game.
Boy, you look at Ed Cooley on the sidelines and hear him scream and get back. That will drive any head coach crazy along the sideline, because there was no advancement from the pass. It was coast to coast, one guy off the dribble, literally beating an entire team by himself.
Rafer misses. And that does not allow Ryder to set up that full court pressure they've gone to. That's a little dangerous against this guard-heavy Providence team.
Yeah, you got to watch. And Kevin Backett going back to his zone look here now out of the half court.
It's the 1-3-1. A Bentel 3 from the corner is short. Thomas with the board. Head of steam. Okie Rafer rejection. Ben Bentel. Push again, and that is off of Thomas. It'll be Providence ball.
Tell you, he's athletic, he's strong, his timing's terrific, but quite often, usually getting it done without fouling, and that's the biggest adjustment from high school kids to that freshman and sophomore year of college level.
Former volleyball player, looked like an outside hitter there. Lindsay will try from way downtown, no good. Another chance for Cartwright. Nice. Rob to Bullock.
Ed Cooley has so much size. Sometimes just throwing up and letting these guys go get it is the best offense.
Pretty undersized 5 out there for Ryder. Top, there's Jimmy Taylor.
Don't push, don't push.
10 to shoot for Ryder. Over top of Bentel, no, but Sadler gets the rebound.
Gonna finish the play.
Rafer from downtown, no. Edwards head up. Pull it back out, set the half-court offense. Bentel draws a double in that zone. Figured the Bronx may do a little of that. Bullock backing him down, an offensive foul.
Ed Cooley is irate at official Brian O'Connell. Thought it was a flop, and Bullock loves to do that out of the Friar offense because he's a bigger perimeter guy. Here he is backing the guard down, and he was leaning a little bit there with the upper body. Took the hit, Taylor, in the chest. You got to get low, you got to back in, you got to do the damage with your rear end. Once those shoulders start banging in there, the official's going to give it to the defensive guy more often than not.
And a legal defensive position, that's the key in the rule this year.
Yep.
Freedom of motion, the point of emphasis. Keelan Ives back into the game with a couple of fouls. Under 9 to go. Thomas in traffic, wild off the window. A little bit early Christmas present.
That's right. A little stocking stuffer there.
back within 12.
It's amazing how a couple buckets changes the pep in the step defensively for kids out of the half-court D.
Back to Bentel. Never afraid to shoot. He's gone a little bit cold from the floor here after the hot start.
Hey, but you know, no Chris Dunn has to be a little bit more aggressive tonight.
Short with the three. And guess who? Bentel with a board. It's the 8th rebound for Bentel. Now Bullock in the post. And he could have gone up with that. Instead, turns it over.
You know, good idea. Ryder loading up to the paint to take Bullock, the slip guy. That one more pass in the corner to Edwards. Not a bad idea. Just the timing not on the same page. Just you think of how many minutes has Edwards and Bullock really been in that situation together. And that's where reps and experience cannot be duplicated.
Ed Cooley made that point yesterday. He said, we're practicing with fives out there who've never played together. All over Oki Rafer. One deep. Looked like a jump ball indeed. Held ball. And the Friars tough on D. Thomas a little up and under. Merry Christmas, Khalil Thomas. Ryder back within 12. They're into the spirit of things here, Vin. And if you're a Ryder fan, you got to feel pretty good about the way they've steadied themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it was a rough start. And, you know, you're not going to get it back all at once. I think the biggest thing Kevin Baggett talked about in the Ryder huddle was the backboards. I mean, you look at the numbers, Providence 11-2 in second chance points and 7 offensive rebounds. That hurt them early. And, you know, you have to do it as a team. It's got to be a team effort on the defensive boards if the opponent has the size advantage.
They feign a little full court man-to-man, but easily broken by the Friars. Kevin Baggett, a lot like Ed Cooley, has tried to adapt the offensive program here to the players he has. They have changed completely as Lamamba from the baseline. That will not go. And Oki Ray for the Ryder. Brunk, chance to get within 10. Cartwright comes away with it. On the run, and that is going the other way.
Cartwright has that tendency at times. They had numbers, knowing when to force it, when to maybe pitch it to Bullock on the left side. It's a little bit out of control for Cartwright.
It's job by Sean Valentine to plant some roots in the paint, but Ryder last year with Matt Lopez ran more of a UVA style offense. This year they've really tried to spread the floor, open it up. And really with Keelan Ives, I feel like they're making progress in that direction.
Well, Baggett told us like that blocker mover last year. This year, open the floor more, dribble, penetrate, some more ball screens, and just need to get the right spacing and the right rotations here tonight.
Look on the baseline. Of course, not real fair to UVA given what they did offensively today. Standing performance as Bentel gets stripped out of bounds, and that'll be Ryder ball. Cavaliers north of 80 in a very impressive win. I always think defense for the Cavaliers, but they got a big one.
Sometimes you got to put the points up. Sometimes you got to get the hot hand.
Big day in college basketball in the Big East and nationwide. Here in Providence, the Friars with a 12-point lead, 6:30 to go. Local guy Keelan Ives short with a three, and Lindsay at another rebound. Lobbed over the top. Bentel, great catch, but cannot finish. Rejection by Thomas.
I say great offense, great D. Good job pitching it ahead, but good timing.
Frenetic pace, and there's Thomas on the other end.
One thing about the Friars, especially at home, they will not hesitate to run. Ed Cooley likes that mentality, trying to turn D into offense.
Back within 10, Thomas called for a foul.
Cartwright pitching it ahead this time, not trying to do too much. I'll tell you, that is an impressive catch by Bentel. Momentum taking him under the backboard. Nice timing.
The more you watch him, the more you like. You have to say, Khalil Thomas has been hot. He's made all 4 shots. But you feel like Bentel is really day by day becoming a more complete player.
No question. I mean, and the staff said he literally changes every 2 weeks. There's one little wrinkle that he adds, one level or notch he goes up.
This is the front end of a 1-and-1, so the Friars already into the bonus at the 6-minute mark. Jimmy Taylor been very quiet. Here's Thomas. Spinning on Bentel, and he misses for the first time. So it comes down with it.
There's a nice up and under. Just I should have went with the left there. Went to the right to the inside. It was contested.
10-point ball game.
A little matchup zone again. Baggett going back to nice.
Lumumba to Bentel, who is fouled.
Less dribble. Less dribble, more passing. Well, just a nice touch pass, spacing, and this is knowing your teammates. Lumumba comes up from the backside, sneaks up from the back line of the zone, and the big fella just half a second late to connect.
A lot of times it's better when the ball doesn't hit the floor.
That's right.
Bentel has been at the free throw line a couple consecutive trips, and again, this is the first. And Cooley not all that happy with that miss.
But normally when you see guards get that mad about missed free throws. It's not usually supposed to be your big guy. Then again, not a lot of big guys Bentel's size shoot 80% from the free throw line. That's just extraordinary.
Thanks the second. Providence has gone 4.5 minutes without a field goal. Lead back to 11. 5:12 to go. Lumumba has drawn Oki Rayford. Off a screen, Lundy. Now Taylor on the bounce. Elevates. And off the window.
See, that's letting the offense come to you. Aggressive and then going to the pull-up. They tried to force everything at the front of the rim early.
Bentel with a hook.
You let him get that deep of real estate back to the basket. It's going to be bad news for you defensively.
It was a single-digit lead for about 15 seconds as Taylor is rejected. Providence is guarding the rim.
Yeah, they are. So you're going to have cold shooting streaks in these type of games. Make the defense turn into some O.
Bullock from the baseline. You keep hearing the same names, and that's something Ed Cooley does a lot of. He wants to draw up plays and get the ball in the hands of his best players. As Oki Rayford once again cuts it to 11, but he's going to call those same numbers.
Yeah. Listen, by the time they are playing basketball in late January, early February, you talk to other Big East coaching staffs, they said the scouting report for Providence, the amount of offense Cooley's put in for personnel reasons is, whew, it's lengthy.
Showed me the play sheet yesterday, about 100 lines on it. There's Bullock, and Thomas looked like he got a hand on it. Under 3:30 is Oki Rayford. A reverse lay-in, and Ryder back within single figures.
A little hesitation juke along the baseline. Looked like he was going to pick up his dribble. Finishes on the other side.
Edwards, no good, and there's Teddy with a board. Taylor tries from deep, and it's a 6-point game, and Ed Cooley has seen enough. The Friars need a timeout. Ryder Bronx, in spite of Ben Bentel, back within 6. Ryder has cut the Providence lead to 6. And Bentel, though, keeps this up. He's going to be getting more ovations inside this building.
Oh, he is what you call a matchup nightmare, and Big East head coaches in the league are going to be ready for him this year. He added the pick and pop. He took the perimeter game to the next level. More and more comfortable from the top of the key when he puts the basketball on the deck. He's everywhere. One of the best defensive big men in the Big East. And then the handle, the mid-range game, the ball handling skills for a guy that size is just not supposed to take place. And I'll tell you what, the biggest reason why the Friars were preseason picked in the coaches poll, middle of the pack, and are now 14th in the country. You knew Chris Dunn was going to be spectacular. Nobody was ready for Bentel to play like this.
And you use the term support players. He is much more than that. Lindsay up top to Edwards. Is Providence all of a sudden, this is a 6-point game. Cartwright, that is short. Another try for Ryder.
I thought he got hit there.
Okay, Rafer taking 7 shots in the game. Taylor is fouled from behind by Jalen Lindsay.
They moved their feet. They did a better job of cutting off that straight line drive of dribble penetration. One thing the coaches talked about at the shoot around today, no blow-bys. Ryder likes to rip it through. The Bronx like to get to the rim on straight line drives. Quick and athletic. That time just a little bit too much hands reaching in at the end.
Taylor, a 70% free throw shooter, makes the first. Then is this the kind of moment where the energy of Chris Dunn can really change a game? If he's in there, is this where you lean on him?
Yeah, and you know, he's a game changer, and they have to manufacture their own runs right now as a group, because Dunn's a human highlight reel, human game changer. He looks like a 6th defender for the Friars out there. He could get a steal and a bucket in a matter of seconds. It's like a one-man press, so they got to make up for it as a group.
Last year led the Big East in both steals and assists. The first guy in the 36-year history of that league. And Bentel making a case to be on the All-Big East team himself.
Hey, when teams zone the Friars this year, Bentel's mid-range touch is going to be a nice dynamic out of their zone offense.
Friars, a zone of their own. Sadler, teardrop, no. Bullock's been active on the glass. Kyron Cartwright back to Drew Edwards. And they are in that zone that Ed Cooley expected coming into the ballgame. Into the heart of it. Bentel. Turnaround. No. They got the look they wanted.
Yep.
1:10 to go. Up top, Lundy. 4-3. No good. Second chance off the window, and a foul going to be called on Jimmy Taylor as Cartwright, the little guy, skied for the basketball.
But you know, the little guy mixing it up with the big boys inside. And listen, long shots equal long rebounds. So when you're able to contain dribble penetration and force perimeter shots like this, you never know where it's going to bounce. The guards have to get in there and mix it up with the bigs as well. And that's how you take care of the backboards together as a team defensively.
Cartwright has struggled from here. 55% from the free throw line. And he misses the front end of the last 1-and-1.
And that has to improve, because late in games, close games, the guards have the basketball in their hands so much more than the bigs.
Under a minute, 6-point game. Ryder really making it interesting as Oki Rafer is bumped by Lindsay. And that will be a 1-and-1.
Cooley not happy. Like the aggressive footwork there to jump out, hedge and show on that ball screen early. Then the reach. It's that reach 35 feet away you don't need.
Lamamba going to come get Lindsay. And that's the second time we've seen Lindsay kind of struggle off of a screen.
When Ryder's able to get their guards going, have different guys setting different ball screens, now all of a sudden you put guys in situations to where maybe a Lindsay's not used to guarding a pick and roll in that type of situation.
It's a 5-point game. Make it 4. 49 seconds to go. And a 2-possession game. Going to not go 2 for 1 into the lane. Bullock is rejected from behind. Friars ball.
Pressing a little too much. That was a good quick pass out of that double team there by Bentel. Now if you're Bullock, take that little short face up. You don't need to bring another second defender to you inside.
10 to shoot, 27 in the half. Into the corner, there's Lumumba. And that ball is deflected. Bullock tracks it down. 3 to shoot, fade away, jumper, no. And Lumumba with the offensive board. Batted out, Rider ball.
Heads up play by Bullock. He actually snuck a peek at the shot clock at the other end of the court, able to get it off in the corner. Able to connect.
Tom Planning going to come off the bench. Vin, is that a spot where you get the offensive rebound, a little situational awareness, maybe pull that back out?
Maybe pull it back out, hold for one. Yeah, Lumumba thought he had the easy chippy inside, though.
So, a 4-point game, and Rider going to take the last shot of this half. Off the screen, Oki Rayford. 4 seconds. Valentine, and he is going to be called for a travel.
Good call by Gary Prager.
Valentine, a senior, looking a little indecisive there. So 2.2, what can you get done here?
You get more done than you think. You could still put it on the deck to dribble.
Bentel off the board, and no. Not the only thing that did not go down, although Rider closes the half on a 19-9 run. It's a 4-point game at the half. Impressive stuff from the Bronx.
Yeah, credit the Bronx. It was a rough start initially. Every time it looked like the Friars were going to pull away with Bentel, Kevin Baggett's club hung tough.
33-29 at the half. Coming up right after these messages, we'll have a Fox College Hoops report. Stay tuned. Rider fought back within 4 with a 19-9 run to end the first half. They get the ball to start the second stanza. Vin, keys for both.
I tell you, they clawed back. I think if you're Rider, just be more aggressive off the bounce. Don't settle. Be aggressive, whether it's pick and roll, spacing the floor. They like some of this 1-4 high action here. And if you're Providence, Bentel and Bullock are bringing it. Now you just need a couple other contributors.
Starters back out there for both clubs. Just 10 to shoot for Rider. Xavier Lundy, top of the key, 3, and we've got a 1-point game.
Got a ball game, and it was miscommunication up top. You see the way this one started off. Now all of a sudden it's starting like the first half after that lull.
How the heck did they turn that around?
You could strategize all you want about man defense, zone defense, motion, or sets. Eventually shots just have to drop.
Lumumba throws it away, and Rider has a chance to take the lead. On the baseline, Oki Rayford. Not enough there, and Lumumba with a board. Well, some tense moments for Providence. 15-0 start. Just a 1-point lead. Lindsay, 3-ball. Good!
See, they were packing it in. The maroon jerseys were swarming the inside to take away the pass to Bentel. Eventually, one of the guards had to keep that defense honest on the perimeter.
Each team only with 1 3 in the entire first half, and early here in the second, they've matched that. Thomas, no. There's Bullock again. Something to watch. Bentel is just 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Bullock now with 8 boards. There he is in the corner. 4-point Providence lead. Lumumba up and under. Cannot get it to go, but he'll head to the charity stripe.
It's the interior D, not just by the bigs. When the ball goes on the deep wing for Providence and Rider's in that matchup zone, the guards got to drop. The guards need to keep those passes out of the elbow area. If you're able to catch it where Junior Lumumba just did, it's going to be a bad outcome for your D, because that's the teeth of the defense.
Well, big moment. That's the 3rd foul on Khalil Thomas. I thought he was, other than Oki Rayford, the key to that Rider comeback.
You know, we talked about him at the half, and like Bentel was bringing it on both ends for Kevin Baggett.
So a little breathing room for the Friars. 6-point lead under 18. A man-to-man D. And foul going to be called on Xavier Lundy.
Well, legal action there on the perimeter that time. Kevin Baggett not happy with the officials, trying to work for calls now at both ends. You're battling on the road. You got to look for every advantage you can to try to pull off the upset.
It's like a big juncture for Ryder. Lindsay! What a spurt for the Friars.
His feet are set. How pretty does that look coming off?
Couple of threes. Lundy has 2.
You know, run action for him at the top of the key. He's got the hot hand.
Lob off the rim, looking for Bentel.
Ed Cooley's going to the bench. Here comes Drew Edwards, and I agree. They're playing too loosey-goosey right now offensively.
Ricky Rayford, free throw line. Jay, no. Lindsay has had the hot hand and a big board there. Quickly, Cartwright with a left.
That's why Cartwright is at his best. When he's in a coast-to-coast dribble situation, he's able to turn on the jets and get that head of steam. Very difficult to stay up with.
8-point lead, 16:45 to go. Impressive answer from Providence as Oki Rayford misses from up top, and it is saved in by Lindsay. Bentel wide open. Too strong.
I think he was surprised he was so open.
Missed a bunny. Jimmy Taylor came in averaging 10 points. He has really been silenced in the game. Started all 64 of his games at Ryder has Taylor. 10 to shoot. Rayford threads a pair. The putback for Thomas. In there with 3 fouls, a gamble, and for now it pays off.
Yeah, and they may have to stay with it because he's that active live body on the offensive glass, and they're going to need that if they're going to continue to hang tight.
Cut it back to 6. Bentel off the bounce. Lindsay for his third 3 of the half. It is there.
Hey, he can get streaky in a good way, and showing why he was recruited as a true shooter.
9-point lead. Lundy answers back.
Ed Cooley turning around to his assistant saying, what are we going to do about this? We're trading 3 bombs right now.
It's the Lindsay and Lundy show. And Lindsay throws it away. Well, these teams could not find the range from downtown in the first half. A different story. Jalen Lindsay. Friars by 6. Lundy has answered on his own. Holiday spirit inside the dunk. I'm not sure she thinks so, Vin, but that's the best seat in the house.
You know, I never really looked at the Friars' face that close. He looked terrified of Santa right there. The young lady in the middle looked happy as all, and the Friar looked terrified, but that's going to be the look that you see for the next 4 months. That's not changing for Santa.
In the dance line, he's got a busy couple of weeks coming up, does Kris Kringle. Providence and Ryder have been busy from beyond the arc here early in this second half. How about this? Providence has made all 3 of its 3-pointers. Jalen Lindsay has buried them. Ryder 3 of 4 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and you know, that's the double-edged sword, and that's what makes coaches pull out their hair is, hey, we're playing well offensively, we're shooting the ball. Now we're trading baskets, but we have to tighten it up defensively.
Cartwright kicks it. 15:09 to go. Feels like Ryder has really had the answers in this second half to every Providence run.
Yeah, every time, credit them, every time it seemed like the Friars are going to pull away and increase that lead, they've answered the bell.
Steps called on James. Lacey James had a lot of minutes in this game. Out of that break, Khalil Thomas is on the bench for Kevin Baggett. He's got the 3 fouls, so playing it safe here at the 15-minute portion of the second half. Pull up. Corner 3. Got it.
No over dribbling, basketball not hitting the floor, nice ball reversal, extra pass to Bullock in the corner.
You think the message at the half was, hey, let's go hit 4 of our first 5 threes. Taylor answers, and it's back to 7. the hot hand. We'll give it up to Bullock. Bentel gives it right back. Skip pass. Lindsay rises and fires. No. And Oki Rafer with a board. Ryder pushes. Lundy left-hand layup. No. Second chance wide, and Lindsay is there with a rebound.
I'll tell you, Will, I know they did not connect, but that is crucial. Bentel's kicking out.
Here's Lindsay again, and that one does not find the bottom.
That inside-out action for the guards with Bentel.
Here's Jalen Lindsay off to the races. Slams it home.
They let one get away. They gave him 2 points. Kevin Baggett's on the court trying to call a timeout.
Lead back to 9. It has been Jalen Lindsay. Friars by 9. Point Providence lead. For all the time we spent on Bentel and Bullock, Jalen Lindsay, man, has he given the Friars a lift.
I'll tell you, he is much better than his 29% shooting percentage from downtown. There is a reason why 41 of his 63 shot attempts coming into this game were from deep, because Ed Cooley gives him the green light, because he could do that. And he's gotten the hot hand tonight. He's gotten streaky, and now his length and athleticism have come in handy on the other end as well.
And Providence really went cold at the end of that first half, and they have matched it in the first 6 minutes and change here in the second.
It's a game of runs sometimes.
9-point lead, 13:35 to go. Thomas back out there, so Kevin Baggett sensing the importance of this moment. Sadler kicks back. Oki Rafer from downtown, no. And Alford on the baseline with help from Taylor. Tries the lane this time. Bullock, excellent defense. And Lindsay with his 9th board. Cartwright with a flash. Bentel draws a double. Hook shot, too strong, and Thomas hauls it in.
I like how Cartwright's pushing the pace, though. They can't set their D.
Under 13. Alfred up and under. That one falls.
Very under control. The jump stop and then off the glass.
Now a 7-point lead. Cartwright trying to run the show here into Bentel. Splits a double team, and he is fouled from behind.
See, when Cartwright doesn't push the pace, they're able to get that secondary defender to run at Bentel and get the basketball out of his hands. That time just a little sloppy on the reach-in.
We know that Ed Cooley wants to find the hot hand. Are they looking for Lindsay on every trip?
Yeah, I think they're looking to kick out, swing it amongst the perimeter, because right now you have Edwards, you have Lindsay with the hot hand, you have Bullock, who's a threat.
2-3 zone. There's Lindsay. 3-ball on the way, no. And Edwards goes for the rebound and is shoved from behind. A couple of quick fouls back-to-back on Jimmy Taylor.
Long shots are going to lead to long, high rebounds, and the guards got to get in there and help the bigs right now for Kevin Baggett.
Over the top to Bentel. 12:23 to go. Now, without Ryan Fazekas, the very talented freshman who is at home in Indianapolis with Mono. Ed Cooley wondered about the threes, and Kyron Cartwright as an answer with another.
Not known as a catch-and-shoot guy, but's been putting in the time in the gym. That time his feet set from deep.
Lead back to 10. Rayford up top. 3-ball for Alford is not going to go, and Lindsay has a double-double. That's his 10th board. Cartwright, head of steam. Shimmy off the glass.
That is strong. He is so tough to guard sometimes when he's going lefty and he's got that head of steam cooking.
He has favored that left side of the lane. He's been very effective, and a foul going to be called on Edwards trying to get through the Alford screen.
Cartwright taking it to the next gear right now. The southpaw showing the guns, very comfortable going left.
Providence is shooting the lights out in this second half. 12-point lead, but Ed Cooley is not letting off the accelerator.
Everybody guard with a purpose. Have the feeling of great emotion right now. Uplift our emotion defensively. Everybody rebound. Get up the floor as fast as we can.
You see right now, it's not about drawing up plays. It's not about, individual performances. It's about getting together as a group and getting defensive stops. Here I'm talking about passion, the defensive end. He sees his team has a 12-point cushion. We're going to let them get another run and get back into it, or we're going to maintain and increase. And for the home stretch, trying to get his guys to take it to that next level.
This was a one-point game. Ryder had a chance to take the lead. Since then, Providence a 23-12 run. Thomas working on Bentel with a right hand. No. There's Bullock again with a rebound. Providence has just owned the board.
Absolutely. And they were concerned about that, the Ryder staff coming in.
Lindsay again for three. He is short, but Bentel, he's got a double-double. 2 Friars. Lindsay and Bentel. Jalen Lindsay, a career-high 10 boards, his first ever double-double. Bentel, baseline, Jay, perfect.
See what he's able to bring that, and it's tough to have an answer for that when you're in a half-court zone and your bigs could step out like that along the baseline and be a threat.
There's Bentel a handful. Bullock gets away with a bump on the perimeter. 10:35 to go, the lead to 14. There is Bentel again on the glass. Providence maybe smelling some blood in the water here nearing the 10-minute mark. Cartwright. Give back. Bentel, no. There's Oki Rafer with the board. They're going to push. The transition D for Edwards. Reset with 20 to shoot. Taylor in traffic. That will go.
Kevin Baggett told us at the shooter end today, we want to pick our spots when to run with them. I thought that sequence right there was a great example. They looked, they tried to push the pace, wasn't there, settled in, and then got a high percentage look.
Lindsay into Edwards. Side Oki Rafer. Little floater, that will not fall. And Ryder a chance to get within 10.
That's one of his bread and butter shots, too.
Turnaround offered, no. Bullock got a hand on it. Lindsay tracks it down, his 11th rebound. Cartwright. Bentel, a lot of contact. Thomas with his 4th foul.
That's going to be tough. That's going to be an issue, but eventually the size and the strength of Bentel on the inside and the guards always being aware of where he is going to take its toll. And right now it's in the foul column for Thomas. Just a step late there.
Don't you feel like Kyron Cartwright has really settled into this game?
Yeah, no, he has. And I'll tell you, he's gotten good off the bounce and making stuff happen. And he's able to make 1 or 2 mid-range jumpers, and now the decision-making's gone to the next level.
Well, here we are 2 games before the Big East slate for Providence. There's no way that Ed Cooley would have drawn this up, because Bentel misses the first, to be without Chris Dunn. But who knows? Maybe glass half full, a chance for some other guys to gain some confidence.
Yeah, they've experienced this under Cooley's tenure here last couple of years. Bryce Cotton, who's one of the best players in the league, he had a tough injury, and it makes other guys better. Obviously you want to be full force when conference play rolls around, but never a bad thing when your leader right there and the Big East player of the year is sitting out, and other guys can get valuable minutes and experience before conference play arrives.
13-point game with 9:15 to go. Bentel will go to the bench. Maybe get him a little extra rest ahead of the 8-minute timeout, and Bullock comes out, beating Oki Rafer. Then have you seen the games officiated differently with the emphasis on the freedom of motion?
Yeah, whether you want to call it the hand check or, perimeter D, tough away from the basket, and that's just a sloppy over and back turnover by the Bronx that time that Brian O'Connell called. But listen, you need to clean it up. But I do think, whether they want to admit it or not, that you see it more in November and December. Not saying that they don't call fouls during conference play, but I think they tend to let some of that stuff go.
This is the Big East after all. Left side Lindsay. He's not going to stop trying from deep. That one won't go. Bullock up and under. That one goes.
Ed Cooley wanted an N1, wanted a whistle there, but Bullock showing that size and strength in the paint.
Now Rodney Bullock closing in on a double-double of his own. Taylor, the rim and down.
High degree of difficulty. You know, Cartwright beat him to the spot, moved his feet terrific, cut off the lane. Almost he made Taylor go up in the air and release that one.
Yeah, they're starting to feel it a little bit. There's a far side corner three from Ricky Council, and Lindsay is there to clean it up.
Jalen Lindsay is not known as an offensive rebounder, and that's why Kevin Baggett's taking this time out, because now every Friar on the floor is dominating the backboards.
Jalen Lindsay did it from downtown, but inside two. 15-point Friar lead. Providence scored the first 15 points of this ball game, and that is the margin now. Vin Parisi. This has been back and forth in the second half.
Yeah, I tell you, and listen, contributions for Ed Cooley other than Ben Bentel. Jalen Lindsay on the perimeter. Kyron Cartwright has brought it in transition, and you have the feeling that the Friars starting to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, and they've really ratcheted it up on defense. They've scored 10 points off turnovers. Feeling the holiday spirit here inside the dunk. I think if Ed Cooley can get out here with a win, he may be dancing with a Friar himself. Anytime you're without your best player, Vin, to show this kind of effort, it's impressive from Providence.
It'll help in the chemistry department because you have tough battles on the road some nights in the Big East. Foul trouble. Your top guns are on the bench. Other guys got to produce.
Taylor's got 17, 8 in this half. The lead is 13. Cartwright guarded by the local kid Ives, and he turns it over. Here's Keelan Ives. He's been quiet today. Taylor has not.
Bet he had a lot of ticket requests.
Long pass list. He's like you in this building. I saw you head up to the pass list. There's Taylor.
Ooh.
Thomas in there with 4 fouls. And that will be Rider ball.
Yeah, they need to not worry about getting that 5th right now. Home stretch, 7 minutes to go. And speaking of home stretch, you see Ed Cooley does not care about the 13-point cushion. Back in goes Bentel.
Kind of want to put the Bronx away here. They have been a resilient bunch here this evening. Here in the 7-minute mark, Lindsay gets a hand on it, but somehow Lundy saves. Jumper short. Lundy put back.
You got to finish it off. That was good scouting report defense by Lindsay. He knew the dribble handoff was coming.
Down the left side again. Cartwright cannot find it here. A chance to get within single digits. Handoff. Ives. And one too many steps for Sean Valentine.
It's a good defensive possession there. See Lindsay active. Got into the passing lane, but then gambled a little bit, but that's inexcusable. The easy putback by Lundy.
So an 11-point lead. 6:40 to go. Lamamba's been pretty quiet in this game. Bentel going right at Thomas.
It's too easy when he's able to get that deep with the defender on his backside. Nice show.
Deep for 3. That is a big made. The Bronx back within 10.
They relied on his touch at times tonight. The problem's been getting more guys on the same page on these runs for Baggett.
You saw him go to Bentel. Thomas does have the 4 fouls. Do you think he showed it defensively?
It could be, but you know, there comes obviously you don't want to foul out. You want to be smart, but need to work a little earlier.
Like right back at him.
Don't get put in a position where you're playing behind.
Lindsay short, put back. How did Lamamba do that? That is some impressive body work for Junior Lamamba. Friars back out in front by a dozen. Well, Ed Cooley, demonstrative in the huddle, but he's got plenty to be happy about.
Well, Bento was able to get it deep here, operating against Thomas. 4 fouls. There's that inside-outside kick out. Lindsay just a little short, little volleyball, one-handed tip-in by Lumumba. Talk about degree of difficulty off the window.
Page out of the Bento playbook. Okay, Ray Four, left-hand runner.
That is driving Ed Cooley crazy on the sidelines right now to come out of a huddle after you lock in, focusing, get on the same page, and then to give up a bucket that easy, inexcusable.
A 25, 10-point game. And he can shoot it. Thomas almost daring him to. Cartwright, corner, Lumumba. Down the lane, no. Thomas with 4 fouls. Good defense there. Ives, corner, Taylor, no. Lindsay and Thomas together, and that's the Providence ball.
Well, Lindsay wanted a little bit of a loose ball foul there, but 50-50 call like that, the officials are going to give it to the guy that hustles more.
What do you think here, Vin? Inside out to Bentel?
I think they'll continue to go in on Thomas. Then it's the kickouts. Then it's the ball reversal. Then who's taking that look late in the shot clock?
Cartwright down the left side of the lane. Finger roll.
We don't have to go inside when it's that easy.
He made it inside. Here's Ives. Friars back out in front by 12. Does Ryder have one more run in them? Lumumba. On Oki Rafer. Steps called on the kid from London.
He's aggressive off the bounce. Strong with the basketball. The problem was just a little bit too much shuffling of the sneaks down low.
Kevin Baggett told us that he is really looking to his seniors, Oki Rafer and Sadler, to lead the way. And to this point, he has not gotten what he's hoped for.
Yeah, he challenges veterans. Listen, think about that Maryland game. Taking on one of the best teams in the country in November. They take them down to the final possession. Thought that would be a building block. Instead, they stumbled a little bit after that.
Sort of went the other way. Taylor in the lane. That one will not go. And guess who? Ben Bentel on the boards. Yeah, they were in that game late. Led it late. Things fell apart. There's 4 to go. Providence by 12. Time of the essence for Ryder. Cartwright. Lindsay inside the arc this time. No. That into the air, and the rebound into the hands of Taylor. Off to the races, and I think a good foul from Cartwright there.
Very good foul. And you know what? They're going to give him 2 free throws. It could have been on the floor.
12-point Providence lead. Under 4 to go. Back after this on Fox. This one here is Providence ahead by a dozen. And you feel like maybe the last stand here for Ryder.
And you know what? A good learning experience. And I thought they got that last weekend. Sneaking past, surviving the Bryant Bulldogs. And same exact thing now today with Ryder. Listen, you're not just talking about not having a starter in Chris Dunn. You're talking about not having a lottery pick. The best player in the Big East, one of the best players in the country, and it's how much he dominates the basketball when the game is in his hands. So credit Jimmy Taylor and the Bronx for hanging tough, but Providence has gotten multiple contributions from their guys.
They're at the line, trying to cut it to 10, halfway there. Yeah, Dunn, you can't see a mock draft in the NBA in which he's not just in the lottery, in the top 5. He is right in the middle of the National Player of the Year conversation. And Providence has done a nice job without him.
Yeah, you know, listen, talk to NBA scouts and NBA executives on the road. They feel it could be a special career, not just a pro career.
Multiple all-star appearances. Bentel down the lane. That is too strong. And in a 10-point game, Ryder comes away with it.
Cooley wanted a foul there.
Jimmy Taylor. Hands off to Oki Rafer. 3:05 to go. Oki Rafer, no, but Thomas with a putback.
That's what happens when your guards are able to turn the corner. The help side defender's got to move over, and then you leave up opportunities for offensive rebounding.
Ed Cooley's still hot about the no call on this end. It's an 8-point game with 2:45.
They got to get a stop, though, if they're going to have one last chance at this.
Cartwright up top. Lindsay. 3 ball. Top of the key. No. And Taylor with the ball. Out of bounds. Ryder has it within 8 thanks to this.
I love how the big boy Thomas has played aggressively despite the 4 fouls, getting all over the offensive glass to clean it up.
2:32 to go. Ryder trying to cut this lead. Lumumba draws Oki Rayford. Back up top. Taylor, 3 ball. Too strong, and Bullock has yet another rebound, and he is the 3rd Friar with a double-double. Cartwright, lob to Bentel, up and under, reverse, no! Thomas with a board. What a break for the Bronx. 2 minutes to go. Taylor, left side, 3.
Oh!
We got a 5-point game. Come from all angles tonight for the Friars.
Ed Cooley told us, listen, I need Bullock and I need Bentel to combine for 40 points tonight. They got close, but credit Cartwright and Lindsay, that supporting cast, able to make it a balanced scoring attack for Cooley tonight.
You know, Jalen Lindsay made those first 3 threes out of the half. He has cooled off from the field. He has contributed.
Yeah, and think about it. If teams are able to collapse defensively on Bentel inside, take the basketball out of his hands, and you don't have guys that make you pay on the perimeter, now you can find yourself in a jam.
So what did Ed Cooley just draw up in the huddle?
I think he's going to keep it simple. I think he's going to use the majority of this 30-second shot clock and go for a little pick and roll at the end.
7-0 Ryder run has made this a 5-point game. Lindsay will not shoot this time. Clock is the Friars' friend here. 1:45 to go. Cartwright finds Lindsay. 10 to shoot. 2-3 zone into the corner. Bentel. Now Lumumba. 4 to shoot. Does Junior realize it? On the bounce. Fade away. Jay and will fall.
Kevin Baggett agonizing on the sidelines. That might have been the dagger.
Lumumba makes it an 8-point lead. 1:15 to go. Taylor baseline. Double team. And it is off his leg. Providence ball.
What a job by Ben Bentel. He's the one that came outside the lane, got big without fouling, showed the hands, helped side defense to perfection by the big fella that time.
And now Ed Cooley is going to watch the officials come and look and see whether Lumumba had the feet outside the 3-point arc. Board originally as a 3 is what they're telling us. They'll go back to the 2 for Lumumba. It'll be Providence ball on the far side. .111 to go. 71-64. That's a big call on this end here to give the ball back to the Friars.
And that's where the replay comes in correctly. I mean, you want to make the right call here down the stretch. These guys, both clubs playing so hard.
Think about fouling here.
I think at this point they're going to play it out because they didn't get it in the backcourt. You're under 20, but you need to push the pace in a hurry offensively.
14 on the shot clock, 53 in the game. 7-point lead. They go to Bullock. Backing down Taylor. 5 to shoot. Bullock. That will not go. And a fight for the board. Off the bottom of the backboard. It'll be Ryder ball.
It almost now sets up the dead ball situation. Ryder had that ball secured. They wanted to take off and push.
Another whistle. They're going to look at the monitor again here to see who touched the ball last before it went. Let's look.
Carol, Fran, and the crew super slow. I didn't know you could get that slow.
Frame by frame. I'm a little surprised by that. That last look.
I'll tell you what. They still gave it to him. Changed my mind on that after seeing Bullock.
Oki Rayford, 7-point game. They got to hurry. Lundy, shot blocked by Bullock. And now you'd think they have to foul, and they do.
Well, it just shows you the length that Kevin Baggett's not going to face many teams this year that has that type of length on the perimeter, contesting his guards' perimeter looks.
Bullock, 6'8", comes in 14 blocks on the year, and that was big, but still one more foul, the 4 free throws, and there it is. Bentel, who came in shooting 80%, has missed 3 today. It'll go to the line.
Hey, usually you want the ball in your point guards or shooters' hands. How many bigs have 80% free throw shooting credentials?
He's really put in a lot of time on this element of his game. Already a 3-possession game. Bentel misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Ryder pushes 25 seconds on the run, and that is the last thing Ed Cooley wants. A foul going to be called on Bentel.
Those type of sequences change everything. So now instead of taking care of the charity stripe and increasing your lead, it caroms off. Just a couple of ticks come off the clock, and now you're giving them an opportunity at the other end.
He's been excellent from this spot this season. Swirls the first one down. There's a chance here to get this within 5, and he comes back. He's the all-time scorer in the history of Classical High School, a Rhodey Player of the Year, and he misses the second. Bullock with a board, and he will walk the 90 feet the other way. That's a big miss, because now 2 free throws. It can again be a 3-possession game.
Or you cannot take care of it, and you had a 2-possession game that could turn into a 1-possession game in a hurry. And so often in the world of college hoops, you go back and forth, all the scouting reports, all the possessions you want, it's decided from the free throw line in the final seconds.
Who can make the freebies? It is 1-and-1, and Bullock makes the front end. So 72-65. Perfect with both.
They credit the Bronx, though. Gritty, did not give up and answer the Providence run each and every time.
Lundy, that will not fall. Bullock, that's the rebound himself, but that is off Lindsay. And with 12.2 seconds to go, Ryder with the basketball. Under 10, Oki Rafer bricks a 3, and that should do it as Lamamba gets the board. And Providence is going to survive here. A valiant effort from Ryder, but Providence wins it by a final of 73-65. Friars got all they wanted here this evening, but thanks to that man, Ben Bentel. Sharp shooting from outside Ed Cooley's club. Survives, they win by 8. We'll be back from more in Providence. The Friars win it by 8. More after this on Fox. Fan, he is thrilled. So too is the head man for Providence, Vins, with Ed Cooley.
Well, Coach, you told us before the game, you said, I need Rodney Bullock and Ben Bentel to combine for 40 points. They brought it tonight, 2 veterans for you.
Yeah, we needed their leadership. Obviously being banged up right now, and guys are still nursing a lot of the flu-like symptoms. It's a gut win for us. You know, we played a desperate team. You know, we're a desperate team as well. It's just a really good team win coming out of exams. It's exactly what we needed.
Now, past Bentel and past Bullock, what about guys like Cartwright and Lindsay? You got that supporting cast to come through for you.
I thought in the second half, they both stepped up big time. You know, we had a lot of mental breakdowns, but over the course of the game, I thought they got better. I thought they got more confident, and the pace of the game picked up, so I thought that favored us.
Physique is homesick. Chris Dunn out again. What's been the biggest challenge for the crew?
To see, you know, who we're going to have available for the game. So it's a credit to the guys staying focused. It's a credit to our guys being ready to play when called upon. So hopefully we can get healthy over the next half a day to get ready to go up to UMass.
Yeah, now quick turnaround.
Sure.
You play UMass in 2 days, but then you have 10 days off before the Big East opener. What's your goal? Is it to get Chris healthy for the next one or worry about conference play?
Well, I mean, you're always worried about your next game. We got to try to get him healthy for UMass. It's a tough opponent. We're on the road. I'm pretty sure they'll have a great crowd there. Be ready for us. It's important for us to win the next one.
Congrats on the win. Good luck with UMass.
Thanks.
Back to you, Will.
Well, a happy man, Ed Cooley. His role players really stepped up tonight. See the final numbers, 73-65. The three-point shot was such a big part of that second half. Providence just 6 of 23 in the end. They won the battle on the glass, 47-38. And how about 22-10? The edge in second chance points. Pretty close, all things considered, points in the paint, as the Bronx, particularly Khalil Thomas, really hung with them down the stretch. But too much from Bentel and co. as the Friars win it 73-65. They started this game with a 15-0 run. Festive spirit here inside the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Kevin Baggett's club came in here, and they really fought back. Jalen Lindsey in the second half did a little bit of everything. Okie Rayford tried his best to get the Bronx back in it, but Cartwright, Lindsey, Bentel and co. Too much from the Friars. They get a win, 73-65 the final. Thanks for watching College Hoops on Fox.